All right, guys, welcome back to another video. Last week, we talked about Helldivers as well as a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima that is releasing on PC. And the big controversy surrounding these two games from PlayStation on PC is forcing PC gamers to have to make a PSN account to be able to access the game. We know what happened with Helldivers. They came out, everybody went against it. They went back on their decision and removed the need to make a PSN requirement for the game. But the game is still delisted in 170 countries, 177 countries, something along those lines, where you can't pick up and play the game anymore, where before they were talking about having to make a PSN account to play Helldivers, to people in those countries were able to. Now we look at Ghost of Tsushima, a single player experience from PlayStation that is being released on PC. And Sucker Punch had put out a tweet the other week and said that you wouldn't need one for the single player part, but you would need to make a PSN account on PC for the multiplayer game. And it looks like now they have lied. They've gone back on their word, and they are actually delisting the game, and Steam is offering refunds in over 170 countries. So here's the story. Here's the update. And it says, the PC release Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, the definitive version of the award-winning 2020 action-adventure game developed by Sucker Punch Productions and published by PlayStation maker Sony, has been delisted from Steam in over 170 countries. The news comes after Helldivers 2, another Sony-published game, was review bombed, and then they reversed their reviews after Sony changed their decision on the PSN account linking. And now we have an update saying that Steam's developer is now issuing refunds for Ghost of Tsushima pre-orders made in non-PSN regions due to the game's multiplayer PSN account linking requirement. And we have this message here from Steam that is being sent out to customers who pre-ordered Ghost of Tsushima. And they say, you are receiving a refund for a game you pre-purchased. Ghost of Tsushima, the publisher of this game, is now requiring a secondary account to play portions of this game, and this account cannot be created from your country. So the fact at all that you have to make a PSN account to access any parts of Ghost of Tsushima is taking games away from people who don't have the ability or the access to make a PSN. And this is something that I think PlayStation is really trying to push and do to get PC players into their ecosystem. I think they're going to be building out a PC launcher, and to use that PC launcher, you're going to have to make a PSN account. And right now, with their games on Steam, people just aren't having it. And Sony came out and previously said that you wouldn't need it for the single player experience. And basically this game was going to be able to be accessed everywhere because you can access Steam everywhere. And that really just does not look like the case. And then when we look at what happened with Helldivers 2, people are wondering whose decision was this for the PSN account linking? Was it Arrowhead? Was it Sony? Or was it Steam? Like, people were arguing all these different things. You have people saying, oh, don't blame PlayStation because they really had nothing to do with it, which obviously was not the case. This is a totally PlayStation decision. And Steam support actually confirms this with this announcement here, or this response. It says, I apologize for the delay in our response. I understand your eagerness to resolve this issue. However, following Sony's recent announcement, PSN account linking is no longer required for Helldivers 2. Also, it looks like this game is not available in Steam right now for specific regions as decided by the publisher. This information is all we have right now, and we can't tell when the game might be available in those countries. You may consider getting in touch with the game's publisher to ask more details about it or share your feedback to them. So they took Helldivers 2 off of the store in those countries when trying to implement these PSN requirements, and they haven't been relisted on the store. So if you're somebody who wanted to play the games in those regions, you're just not going to be able to. And in fact, when it comes to Arrowhead, they are basically saying that they don't know, really, like, it's not their fault. This is Sony restricting it from being purchased in other countries. This is saying, this says here, Arrowhead's CEO says they have no idea why Sony restricted more countries from purchasing Helldivers 2 and found out they did so through the community. Arrowhead wants the game to be available worldwide. And this is what the CEO writes. Hey, in regards to this, we have no idea what's going on. Most devs are on a bank holiday, and we just found out through the community. We want the game to be available worldwide. So Sony is doubling down basically on getting the PSN account linking via Steam and delisting these games in certain regions of the world. To Sony, the way I see it is they probably look at their numbers And to them, it's more important for them to collect the data on their gamers than to put these games available in regions where it is a smaller amount of people actually playing them. They probably don't care as much to lose the revenue in those countries. I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure if you add them all up, it's probably still a decent amount. But to them, collecting the data and unlocking people into their ecosystem is probably more important to them at this point than somebody in a smaller country not being able to play it. So we'll see if this does get updated, because as what happened with the initial announcement for Helldivers 2 with the PSN account linking on Steam, there was so much pushback that they reversed their decision, and maybe the same thing is going to occur here when it comes to Ghosts of Tsushima and it comes to, again, getting the Helldivers 2 relisted on in countries where you can't use PSN. So maybe, again, I hope that does happen, but as of right now, it looks like this is not the case. And before the scheduled May 16th launch of Ghosts of Tsushima, this is actually what they said on social media about the account linking. And it was a response to somebody asking, canceled my pre-order since PlayStation wants to force me to link my Steam account to my PlayStation account. Unless PlayStation abrogates this policy, I won't be purchasing any PlayStation title. And Sucker Punch did respond saying, thank you for your feedback. Just so you are aware, a PSN account is required for Legends Online multiplayer mode, and to use PlayStation Overlay, it is not required to play the single player, which clearly is not the case, because they're delisting it from these countries that you can't make a PSN account. So essentially at this point, they lied, or they were misinformed as the developer, and then Sony corporate came in and said, no, we're doing this because we want that. Who knows actually exactly what went on, but as of right now, the reality of the situation is if you want to play these games on PC, if you, depending on what country you live in, you're not going to be able to access the game. But I'm going to end it there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.